Hi everybody, it's Ben here with Art Less Ordinary. So I'm going to do another smaller canvas again, thick-sided smaller canvas. Going to do a flip cup. So I have got Global Orange, so that's my older paint, Eraldo di Paulo Coral, which is it's hard to explain. I really don't know what type of colour that is. It's a nice peach kind of colour, and white. So part of my simple ones again. They've been turning out really well. So here is my green one dried, which I'm really happy with it. So you've got these dark cells, you've got lots of white cells and all the different shades of green. So I'm hoping to get similar effects but with oranges. So that is my plan. I love these ones. They've been turning out really well. I've been making my paints thicker, so I just got to check them because these paints can have a tendency to thicken up as I let them settle, which they have done. Where are we? So when I leave these, after I mix these paints up, they are the right consistency, but some colours thicken up a little bit as they settle. So just add a little bit of water, give it another good stirring, and that should bring it back to what I want it to be. The orange didn't thicken up, but the white and the coral did. Sometimes it's only one colour, sometimes none of them thicken up. It just depends on the day, and some colours will always thicken up. It's just what they do. So with these, I am going to add hermars silicone oil. I always add the silicone close to when I'm about to pour, because I don't really want the silicone to settle down too much. Put that there. So because this is a smaller canvas, I've used half the amount of paint. So I used 30 grams of paint for the orange and the coral, and 60 grams of paint for the white. And I mixed that 1:1 with my pouring medium, which is Elmers clear glue 70%, 30% water. So I virtually have about 60 grams orange, 60 grams coral, and 120 grams white in total. That's pouring medium and paint together. And give them a good stir. I like to stir it in. I put in 2 drops into the coral, 2 drops into the orange, and 3 drops into the white. I didn't think 1 drop would be enough, so I decided to use 2 drops in the colours. And the white, I didn't want to put 4 in the white, so I just put 3. Give the white one a really good stir to get it all the way through to the bottom and the top. Fantastic. So now I just have to get myself a cup. So I'm probably only going to be able to do 1 cup on this size canvas. So it's going to be very full, probably nearly right to the top. So what colour do I put in first? I might put some orange in first. I don't know if this will end up getting 2 or 3 layers. We'll just put some paint in and see how I go. So I'm going to go colour white, and keep going in that order until I'm out of paint. So this should be good. I like oranges, but I hesitate using oranges in a lot of paintings because when it mixes with other colours, quite easily makes mud, and I don't really want any mud, so it's good doing it this way because these colours won't make mud together. I really don't know if my cup's going to be big enough. I think I'm going to have some paint left over. I really need to go buy some more cups that are a bit bigger without them being too big. Yeah, definitely going to have a lot of paint. We'll just have to see if I can get all of it in or not. If not, doesn't matter. I'll just put it aside for another pour some other time. No, won't fit. I'm just going to put a little bit more white in the top. So normally I wouldn't let my cups get this full because I got to flip them, but because it's a single cup, I can turn the canvas upside down and put the cup on it that way. Come on, drip. There we go. So I've just got a little bit of coral left over, but not much, so that's okay. Just gonna get rid of those bubbles. There we go. There was a lot of bubbles just sitting on the top there. Well, I'm gonna hold it steady. There we go. So that's the advantage when you do a single flip cup, is you can kind of turn the canvas upside down and maneuver it a little bit that way. Alrighty, we are recording. Yes, we are. I shouldn't need to let it settle because the cup's so full, the paint really doesn't have anywhere to go anyway. So it does mean that I'm probably going to have a little bit of paint left over in the bottom of the cup once I've tilted. No, flip. Oh, I don't even know what word I'm trying to say now. So here we go. 1, 2. This is already looking beautiful. I love these colours. That corner's covered, that corner's covered, and this one here is just about covered. So when I tilt, it will go over the corners, but at least if I've got the paint all the way to the base, it will make life just that little bit simpler or easier for me. So I've got a few cells coming up already. I'm going to torch afterwards. So there's not a lot I can really do, not a lot of maneuvering. I think it's just going to be getting it to cover the surface a little bit first, and then go over the edges. That's 1. That's one. Not going to be an overly difficult pour, this one. Paint kind of covered everything as it was. Is that going to cover that bit? Yes, it will. So I'm going to maneuver the paint back to the middle. The only difference between this one and when I use multiple cups is there will not be a join line. So all these corners are covered, so I don't have to use my fingers to do any touch-ups there. So, careful not to flick paint everywhere. Gloves can come off. Oh, this is a lot simpler. A lot quicker when you don't have multiple cups and you haven't got lines and things to worry about. It covered the whole canvas quite easily. Possibly maybe even had a little bit too much paint, but I don't really see that as a bad thing. Because it was a deep-sided canvas, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't having not enough. So just heating it up. Trying to get some of these bubbles to pop. Looks like there's a few bubbles. Whoa! Getting a couple of cells. I didn't move the canvas as I was torching for a little bit. And I'm going to stop there, otherwise I'm just going to have a whole canvas that's all cells and not much else. Really need to get a new paint shirt. This one, these little dangle tassels are going to fall in my artwork one night and I'm going to be very unhappy. I'm quite pleased with this. It's not over the top. The only one thing I am not as happy with is that one big cell which is kind of gone a little bit funky, but it's not the end of the world. It's just one little spot. But I think I've got some nice cool cells in here. There's lots of like orange ringed peach and then white in the middle over here. Then we got some deep orange with white rings over here. Got quite solid orange with a bit of pale colours coming through. More lighter ones here. We've got white cells with orange rings around. So this is looking, quite alright. I'm just going to scrape it so I don't lose too much more paint from the pulling of the other paints. I don't think I'm going to have a lot of paint that is coming off once I've scraped it. I think scraping it once is going to be good. A second scrape just to make sure. But the rest of the paint should actually settle on the canvas now. You can kind of tell when it's going to keep running over the canvas. I'll keep pulling down the sides. I don't think I'm going to get that result with this. Alrighty, that was a quick pour. I'm happy to leave this here. So we've got a nice deeper orange on this side. And this side we've got more of that nice coral in the negative areas where the cells haven't formed. So it's kind of like a tone where it's darker and then goes to lighter, but you still got light coloured cells here and dark coloured cells here. So that's really, really good. Quite pleased with this. I don't really want to torch the sides and make too many cells on there because they could, pardon me, they could end up making the paint come away from the edge of the canvas. They don't do that so much on the top, but on the corners and the sides, they can sometimes make the silicone can sometimes make it penetrate down so that you end up getting the canvas showing. So I'm not going to torch there, I'm going to leave it. But my orange flip cup, it looks really cool. And I've got a little bit of peach left over. I may put that together and pour it on a coaster. I've got lots of coasters lying around just for that reason. If I've got extra paint and I don't really want to save it because there's only a tiny bit, it won't work for much else, I just pour them on a coaster, and if they're good, they stay inside. If they're not so good, they become my patio coasters. So I'm going to pause it and bring you down. And there we are. So as you can see, that's got a really nice darker orange this side that gradiates down to a lighter orange, or the coral colour. But then we've got the dark orange in the coral area, and we've got coral ones in the dark area, and there's white ones scattered throughout. I am happy to say I'm quite pleased with this. Just that one little crater that I wasn't as pleased with, but yeah, not everything and not every time it's going to come out absolutely immaculate. It's fluid art. It's going to do different things sometimes, but overall I'm super pleased. Let's have a close look. There we go. See these cells? They're awesome. Absolutely beautiful. Come across this way. Nice deeper colour. Then we got coral cells. And we've got some white ones in this middle area. Absolutely beautiful. Super pleased, super happy. I hope you like it. So subscribe, share, like, comment, and enjoy. And I hope you had fun watching this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.